come on. I need a rhyme. So like, I have to get this right. Oh, yes. But we just haven't got time. Just flying by the seat of my pants. Yes, that's a song. So Samuel Johnson, right? You probably know him from the memes where it's like concentrating really hard. I mean, he wrote the dictionary. He was a poet, a writer, a moralist, an essayist. But how would Dr. Johnson express himself if he was around in the 21st century? Well, from a cursory glance at his Wikipedia page, I think the answer's pretty obvious. He would write an indie banger. So that's what we're going to try and do today. I've got a piece of his poetry from 1749 and we're going to turn it into an indie song. Before we start, just a reminder, I've got lots of songwriting challenges on this channel and there will be more to come. So if you like this sort of video, be sure to subscribe. So, poem to indie banger. The first thing we need obviously is a poem and I've chosen Samuel Johnson's The Vanity of Human Wishes. This is like a sort of Christian moralist poem. I don't really know anything about poetry. This is obviously all just taken from Wikipedia. This is about the sort of vanity of the things we crave, you know, money, power, to be good looking, all that sort of thing. And what we really need is, you know, love and patience and faith, that sort of thing. Jesus Christ, this is very... It's so long, it just keeps going and going. Let observation with extensive view survey mankind from China to traveller, serene and gay, walks the wild heath and sings was the scorn that filled the sage's mind. Youth enthusiast quits his ease for this thing's really long. I'm not just gonna grab it and just sort of put it to music and be done with it. This is about expressing the ideas of the poem through a 21st century means. So I think the first thing I gotta do, I guess, is just look for some lines, for some ideas that I think are interesting. So, wealth heaped on wealth, truth nor safety buys. I mean, that makes me think of like Elon Musk and stuff, like spending their riches on going to the moon, rather than like, I don't know, helping out poor people. The money bit is what's drawing me in at the moment, so maybe we'll just stick to that. I'm noticing some like issues straight away, that the rhymes are like, so perfect. Bold gold, confined mankind, draws laws, buys rise. It's a bit like cheesy in a song from nowadays, basically. So I think, far from even including singular lines, we're going to have to rework the lines and the rhymes to make sure that they still fit in sort of a more modern song. I think it's time to get the guitar out. The General Massacre of Gold. I mean, it sounds like pop punk sort of song. We've done that before, by the way. If you like pop punk, I've got a video all about how to write it. The Massacre of Gold, and the gold, that's Katy Perry, isn't it? And as the treasure rises, and the feeling you can't buy it. The dangers gather as treasures rise, so it's really you can't buy. Swell just seats on. But you can't buy life itself. You can't buy life itself is good. It's tough because like the chorus is the most important part. If you like the chorus, you're basically probably going to like the rest of the song. So like I have to get this right for the rest of the song to work. Can't buy life itself, nor light in the darkness. Okay, let's just play this and see if it's any good. I've written something. Will it be good? And as the dangers gather, the treasures rise, sir, a death that you can't disguise. Just well that's heaped on well, the best you can't buy life itself, sir. Self nor light in the darkness, riches a legacy tarnish. For the knowing and the bold can avoid the massacre of gold. Yes! Ladies and gents, we have ourselves a song. Hey folks, so another day means a new camera angle. When we finished yesterday, we had sort of the main song laid out. We had the melody, we had the chords, and I was feeling pretty good, but we've just been thrown a curveball. I now have to go out to London this weekend, which means this song has to get finished tonight. Worst of all, looking over the lyrics that I wrote yesterday, they don't feel very good coming out of my mouth. I think we're going to have to go even further from the source text to make them work, so that's even more for us to do. Not really much time for talking now, we just have to get on with it, so let's go. So we're going to start with the drums, because if we do that first and everything else is more likely to be in time. I'm going to use a preset which I know works. It's called Smash for this sort of high energy music. To have even more energy, I've taken the room mic and I've just compressed it loads, got loads more extra gain and then loads more compression just to make sure it's super high energy. I'm just going to type it in with my keyboard. Let's go. And then of course, because we're short on time, I'm just gonna hit all of that and just hit Q. Cardinal sin, I know, but we just haven't got time. Okay, so next up we're going to do bass. I've got this preset here called Fuzz Drive. I'm not very good at the bass, I'm still learning, so it's just going to be root notes, time to match up with a kick drum, maybe with a few little licks thrown in there, but nothing crazy. I've also just doubled that up with a synth bass just to make sure that it's really wide and thick. So things are actually going quite well, so I think we're going to do some guitar parts next, hopefully a couple. I think this first one I'll put like in the left channel and make it just power chords with some palm mute. And then this next part is going to go in the other ear, and it's probably going to be a bit higher, a bit more suspended, maybe a bit more picky as well. Okay, I think I've got time to do one more. I'm just going to do more of a riff one. It's going to basically shadow the main melody in the chorus in like octaves. Next, I think just a little synth part to fill it out. I'm actually quite liking these trombones, which is a bit weird, but trust me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we finished the song, which gives me time now to look over my lyrics. I don't think I'm going to show you any of this. It's probably just going to be a lot of exasperated faces and like silence as I try and think of rhymes. I'm just going to skip now, I think, to the final song, assuming that I've actually managed to finish it. Just a reminder, if you like this video, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe. There's plenty more songwriting challenges on the channel and more on the way. Also, have a go at this challenge yourself and send me the results. I'd love to hear what you come up with. Right, without any further ado, here's the final song.
An observation, everything in you surveys mankind shining to Peru. It's clear from here that the world's an ugly place, but you'd rather fly to space than change it. How rarely reason is the guided choice. You'd rather listen to your own voice. We pray for power, legacy and fame, but it never fills the frame. Desire and false fortune, here's the call. Mount shine, evaporate and fall, and false fortune and wherewithal. You want it all, but dangers gather its treasures. Rise, sir, a death that you can't disguise. It's just wealth that seems on wealth, but you can't buy life itself, nor light in the darkness. Reaches a legacy tarnished. The brave and the bold, I can't survive the massacre of gold.
Yes.
Natures gather its treasures. Rise, sir, a death that you can't disguise. It's just wealth that seems on wealth, but you can't buy life.